One.
Welcome, everybody, to week 5 of the Go Mode Mentorship Tournament podcast. Today, we have an exciting race today between Deritypeels and Khaja. There's For Deritypeels, their mentor is going to be Tylersalt, and for Khaja, it's going to be Senen. Let's hope for a great race. And while we wait for our runners to get going, let me give a little bit more information about this week's podcast, the podcast mentorship tournament. So basically, what it is we take inexperienced runners who maybe are brand new to Rando, maybe they've had some experience but want to get better, and we pair them up with a mentor. And that mentor, basically, for the first week 1 and week 2, will be in their ear telling them, "Hey, this is something that you should try doing. Hey, let's do this. Hey, let's work on that." And they get better. Week 3, they have a mentorless run, and then week 4 and 5, they have a mentor again, and then week 6, they will be mentorless before we start playoffs. So it's really cool. And one of the biggest things is everybody here is volunteering. So the mentors all volunteer, and they do awesome work. Maybe even doing 3 or 4 matches in a day helping people out. So I think one of the biggest things that we can do to show support is give these runners a good follow, give the mentors a good follow. And with that, let's hope for a great race. Today, by the way, my name is GrimLegend, and I'll be co-hosting today with Yoko. Say hi, Yoko.
Hi, everyone.
And doing our tracking today is going to be Kaesden, and restreaming this, which we wouldn't be able to watch this without them, is going to be Amarith. Give them all a big thanks. Give them a follow. And off we go. And first chest, we've got a heart. Looks like Khaja is going to be doing the uncle route, which is the best route.
So 2 items here, one with Uncle. Before we get a tree pull, so we get some bombs from that.
That's a big pull. That basically sets your run up really nice.
And we find the flute.
Early flute is really, really nice. Now you go from having to walk everywhere to going on your route that you normally probably would have gone anyway. Getting that flute, now you can go up mountain. Now you can quick jump to 7. You can or to the dam or something along them lines. Super nice to have that.
So both the runners saving and quitting. Dirty getting the item from Sank, which is just 20 rupees.
Good form. Let's see if they go up or straight. They are going to check Lumberjack Tree to see if Aga is required early. So you can go left and go straight into the forest. It kind of depends on what your routing is. And it looks like Khaja is going to diverge and not check Lumberjack Tree. And that could be really, really big if Dirty sees something that makes it Aga required. That may take Khaja a minute to actually figure out later on in the seed. I did not see what it was. It looked like possible arrows with Bombo Tablet at Mushroom Spot.
Yep. And the Bush Crab giving out more bombs.
So, depending on how the seed unfolds, Khaja will not be going back up to check Lumberjack Tree unless, of course, they check it when they got flute, so they're probably going to flute to 1. They won't check Lumberjack Tree for a while. So that's a bit of a time save on Khaja's part, especially if they don't come back or need to go check it.
And now into the Thieves' Hideout in Kakariko Village.
So I wouldn't say that that lumberjack check has fallen out of favor so much as different styles. I mean, the chances of something being on there are a lot smaller. So while yes, if you go there and check it, you could get a real big look early, and it could provide you with a lot of information. Or you go up there and you check it, it costs you maybe 30 seconds to a minute, I would say. So it's just kind of what you want to do. It's kind of like when you check pedestal right after Skull Woods to see if anything's there. Some people won't do it, but on the off chance that that's something big, it's a huge information. I believe the personal favorite of DJ likes to check pedestal like that. A lot of runners don't, some do. It's just kind of one of those, what do you like to do? You got blue mail on and
Yep.
blue mail in the well.
And bombs from the bottle vendor.
That's one of those you don't really want to see. Spending 100 rupees to get bombs that you already have maxed out. Just a heart piece inside of Chicken Hut. Thank you, Carlson. That's always a really noble thing to do, give blood, things like that, for sure. I appreciate it, most definitely.
Yep,
And
same
thank you
here.
for watching. And here's where that early flute's going to pay off pretty good. Make this seed a whole lot faster than it normally is. So we've got Tower of Hera being the only crystal in the light world. And into the library for Khaja. See if we got a hard lock boot seed or not. Just a bottle.
And over to check the race game, and we find 50 rupees.
So that's one of those checks that I personally like to do blind, and that's $50. I mean, I wouldn't go back out of my way for it, but I'm definitely not gonna turn my nose up at it early in a seed.
And Khaja just finding the flippers at the dam.
Looks like Dirty is also going to check first before they flute on out.
Dirty going over into the desert, piece of heart, full heart container at the bottom of the well. I mean, at the bottom of the dam.
So this isn't a bad play right here by Dirty, because with the flute, it makes it so much easier to check. And you're not one of those, I got to sit there and walk out of my way to go get it. It's a real quick desert ledge check. Jump in there, see what's on Agina's chest, and then go right to 7.
And we did get a bomb, and we did get a map check. Eastern and desert both being pendants, with Hera being the only crystal today in the light world.
Okay, just doing a really nice job on that.
There's the lamp and hook shot.
Well, Mini Moldhorn Cave coming up big. And Cage is going to check Ice Rod Cave. Finagle's. Oh, maybe we are not going to check Ice Rod Cave. I forgot all about early flippers too.
300 on the island.
Probably not going to come back for it unless they're hard up for cash or they get an early mirror and Dark World access.
Right. And Hobo gives us a piece of heart.
Yeah, with early flippers and early flute, it's really easy to get back to Hobo. Maybe even a little easier to go when you hit Dark World and go to check Pod. A lot of runners like to do that as well.
So
but definitely not a bad play, for sure.
Nope, not at all. And Cage warping up to the top of Death Mountain to go help the old man get through the cave.
Old man is going to reward us with $20. And Dirty is going to check Ice Rock Cave. So a bit of divergence on Dirty's part. And this is another one of those, if you leave Ice Rod, it could be a minute before you actually get back here to check it. Although with with early flute, it's a lot easier to.
Right. Bombs on top of Spectacle Rock. And 50 rupees inside the cave. Meanwhile, in the Ice Rod Cave, piece of heart.
And Cage is not going to worry about that. They're just going to go on to the east side of Death Mountain. Look for those gloves. So both runners are going up. A little surprised that they didn't check the closet before going up, because if mitts are up there or in the closet or hammers up in the closet, then it makes this trip a whole lot more bearable. So chat pointing out that this is starting to kind of look like a head seat.
There's our mitts.
So if we were to see a Master Sword or Cape in here or in the closet, more than likely we're looking at a Agus seat.
And Cage making nice work of the mini Moldorms.
What? Okay, for a second I thought they were going to skip the closet or the
top part.
The top of Pyramid or Paradox Cave.
There's a sword. And Dirty going over to the Waterfall and Zora area.
I'm a little surprised that they would do this play at this particular point, just because of the fact they don't have Zora money, and you probably won't find any progression.
Well, we did find the Ice Rod.
Ledge. Correct.
And Ledge just has 10 arrows.
Now, do they go up mountain or do they check the closet?
If I was Dirty, I'd probably go up the mountain.
And no luck in Spiral Cave. We're gonna. I would imagine they're gonna go check the closet and Eastern before they kind of figure out. They're gonna check Ice Ride where they'll get that heart piece as well.
Yep. Dirty getting her $20. Dirty getting their $20 from the old man.
Deritypeels is going to find that $50 and say, "I'm good, fam," and head over to the east side of Death Mountain. Where Cage is also going to check Agina's house, or Agina's area, Agina's cave. And they will also be rewarded with not very much. Darty is into the bottom of Paradox Cave, where they will also get their mitts. Okay, just saving and quitting to the Sanctuary, which I can only imagine they're going to check the back of Escape. Killing a couple of rats. Looks like they're the miscellaneous pack.
We find the map. There's our Master Sword, and there's our key.
So you see the Master Sword, you see the lamp, you know you can go to Aga. How many more checks do you make before you bite the bullet and go up?
That's a question I'm still trying to figure out sometimes.
Well, I'm checking it all because honestly, they're still a Moon Pearl away from it. Although Moon Pearl can be on Pyramid, and it can be on Lumberjack Boots Locked, but that's a little bit different.
Dark Cross having a piece of heart.
Save and quit. Probably go back the other way. Deritypeels goes down Spiral Cave to find the 1 rupee. Yeah, I would agree with what Vortex is saying in chat. You definitely want to find that Moon Pearl. Because without it, you could find progression elsewhere, Eastern or Closet. If
Right.
you go in there, I mean, you're gonna run into it before then, more than likely, with the only 2 scenarios being that, and that's extremely unlikely. Can happen. That'd be one heck of a troll seed. It'd be great for video, but not great for the runners.
Nope. And as we see Khaja doing a quick Houlihan room, and Dirty going to doing the front part of Escape.
It's a very nice key guard kill. So we'll be able to see what's on Zora, because when Dirty came through, she didn't have enough cash to check him. So another potentially big play.
Yep.
Khaja picking up his ice rod.
And there's our mushroom.
Here's the fun part about this. Now it's taking you down rabbit holes with what they have as far as fetch quests. That's never fun.
Right, but we also have the flutes of probably...
It's an easy check, but it's one of
Yes.
those. If that pops off with a here's your shovel or here's your here's something else. Now you're like, ugh. Dirty taking intentional damage so they can death warp out of here for their
And
bombs.
just bombs.
And they're going to murder themselves with bombs. And Cage is heading over to Closet and Eastern as we speak. Glove was on Paradox upper, I believe. Or no, Paradox lower.
Paradox lower was the glove. Power glove.
Dirty's going to find nothing in Dark Cross chest. I'm not sure why they talked to him when they already knew. There's the Moon Pearl. So now do you go into Eastern hoping, please give me a hammer or a glove, or kind of what you do right here?
Yeah, take that gamble dip.
Cage is going to check Eastern. Got possibly 3 items that you can find in here. Meanwhile, Dirty, I believe, is going to check the back of Escape, which they will find that Master Sword. And realize more than likely you have an ag. Map in first in Cannonball Room.
And with the hook shot, we can skip going around the long way. Just go right over there for the compass.
So it's looking more and more like we are going to have, well, we definitely have one item that's going to be locked behind Armor Knights. So one of these chests has to, either this chest or the chest in Big Key Vanilla is going to be a big key with big chest containing an item, the boss containing an item.
Oh, there's our big key.
So that's at least nice, because at least you can check the next 2 without, and then you can save and quit from big chest or Big Key Vanilla chest. Unless, of course, it turns out to be a bow.
So, question popped up in chat here. Said about the mentors. Are the mentors actually coaching them, like go here, go there, or are they providing more general advice and feedback where to go?
It's a combo of both. So for some runners, like for me, you don't really need to tell me like, oh well, this is how I would do this boss or this, that, or the other thing. It's more of, hey, since you got this and this, I would do this. Or for some runners, they may need to be like, hey, let's try and learn Diver Down. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this and this, and that's part of that learning process, that mentor process of teaching new runners how to be better at rando. for their skill set. So you might have somebody like Kaesden that's only working routing logic issues because their execution's really good, to a brand new runner that's like, well, why is there a crack in the wall? Do I need to worry about that? Type deal. And we are, in fact, going up for Darity, so she is going to make some time up. As Khaja checks the back of the front of Escape. So no, they can coach him any which way they want to. It's completely up to what the runner wants and what the mentor wants to do. So a runner may be like, hey, I'm only going to give you small bits of help because I know you're at a certain point, or they have to kind of walk them hand in hand, like, okay, go here, do this, do that, do this. It's kind of up to the mentor on what they want to do, for sure. Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things with this tournament is just helping. Well, the spirit of the tournament is to help get people better, right? I want to be the best player I can be. Yoko wants to be the best runner he can be. So cheating isn't going to help you. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, the spirit of the tournament's not about who gets first or second. It's about how much did you improve. So I might get killed by one guy because it's really good, right? But I'm a new runner, and I cut my time down from, say, a 4-hour seed to a 2-hour seed. Well, that's a huge improvement, and that's what this is all about. Darity's having a great run through
the tower. Yep.
And Cage is taking a death. I don't remember if it.
I think it was intentional.
Okay. Yeah. So they killed themselves out of the back of cave. Okay.
Yeah, and now they're going to make their way up the tower.
And Dirty saying, I've got half a heart, but I got bombos, so we're going to make this easy on myself. That is a great strategy, to be quite honest.
And we get a fairy out of that.
Fairy, for sure. That's got to make you feel good, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Thank you, Days Cloud, for rating us today. Appreciate you. Yeah, and that's the perfect reasoning behind that tournament for what Carlson.
Right. I was about the same as Carlson, and I've been working at it, and now I'm a sub 3.
Because it's not about the winning so much as the how.
Right.
Chat, how many blue balls you think we're going to get today?
I'm going to say 4.
The old 2, I think. Oh, so far Aga's being real kind. So 0?
Is that possible? I'm guessing that's possible.
Well, it is possible because it happened.
Yeah.
But I've had it. It's rare though. but it's always nice. It's a welcome thing to see because that one can get out of hand with his all the blue balls they start throwing down. Okay, I got it. You can throw blue balls at me left and right. Appreciate it. Could we not now?
We got 50 rupees on the ledge.
Going back to check the catfish. As Khaja is making their way up into the Aga fight. And we throw the rock into the wrong area. But that was a bad rock. We didn't like that at all. So we get the bush, which is a better bush for this.
And catfish gives us 10 arrows.
At least we didn't have to pay him.
Right.
And with no bow at the moment, Palace of Darkness is only thing that is in logic for Palace is the front and back. The right side is not accessible without a bow.
Right. And real quick, Swamp Palace is our last remaining pendant. And I kind of missed where the 5-6 was. But
Skullwoods and Thieves Town are the 5-6. Scratch that. Swamp Palace is the is the pendant. So we will need to have the fire rod. Dirty checking the checking bumper ledge to find a shovel. And Khaja finishing up theirs and doing immediate check as well. And they are also making their way to Thieves Town and Skullwoods area, which is not a bad play. I mean, you can't full clear pod at the moment. So the draw to go is not all that alluring.
Right. So we do find our first bottles, so we are able now to check Sick Kid whenever we get back to the light world.
$20 in the brewery. Into the chess game to do a bit of gambling. Rewarded with a single arrow and the bow. I did not see what was in C house. I do not believe it was.
It was a bottle.
Okay, that was the bottle. Yeah, the shield. So in Thieves Town, there's 4 items that are non-dungeon items. So always good to check Thieves Town thoroughly. Unless, of course, you get your 3 items right away, and then you can forego it if it's a pendant dungeon. But seeing as it's crystal, we should see a full check and pray that they don't see a key and that it's locked away nice and neatly in the big chest. There's a big key. Already picking up that extra heart.
And now on to the back part of.
Grabs the key. Smacks the Stolfos with a pot. With blue armor and 10 hearts, blind shouldn't be very much of a problem. Well done with that hook shot on Derity's part, as Khaja is now making their way to the back of Thieves' Town. So in Thieves' Town, the small key can be locked inside the big chest, but the big chest is still required here in this dungeon. But
those are
in
tempered.
Small Woods and Swamp Palace, the big key can be locked inside of the big key chest. Nice tempered sword. Up in the attic room. That makes the blind fight much easier. Not because the tempered sword does more damage, but your reach to be able to hit him becomes bigger. And that's a big thing compared to being able to use, say, a fighter sword on him. So, I mean, those are the differences between the swords, is the damage, but they also get bigger and longer. So and we've got our blind in disguise and heading on up. So what they're hoping for is for the item to be on blind. I think they're on 3 items. Dirty brings blind in. Clean first cycle onto phase 2. Well, third hit onto phase 3. And make short work of blind. Well done.
Yeah, nice. Stayed on script a little bit, it looked like, for that fight.
And they don't have to come back, because I believe that was the 4th item.
Yeah.
So Khaja right behind her into their blind fight.
Dirty getting the first crystal.
Looks like Dirty is going to check the front and middle of Skull Woods in hopes of getting their 2 items and hopefully the fire rod. We'll check the front part of Skull Woods. So ideally, they want the fire rod here so they can full clear it and not have to really come back to this area. Outside of if they get forced into one-off checks. at, say, Graveyard Ledge or King's Tomb, something like that. Dirty's not even messing with him, saying, you know what? Take a bombos to the face, make this real easy.
Right, and Khaja making their way over to the digging game. Maximum of 30 digs here. So let's see what our item is.
And Dirty's going to reset the room. That statue got just a bit off kilter. Unfortunately.
Yes, Vortex. They did finish Thieves Town.
They were rewarded with, I believe, $5.
Big 20.
And they're going to check the rest of the front of Escape. Or I'm sorry, the front of Skull Woods. And again, that could pay big dividends if they come out big with something that's progression.
Right, and Stumpy giving us his life savings, 300 rupees.
And even more so if it happens to be a fire rod that's in Skull Woods, because Cage is not coming back Skull Woods for a minute, at least not until they have to.
Right.
And it looks like we are going to have one item that is two items that are. Don't believe that they got any items on there, correct?
No items, just a bunch of keys and everything.
Unlucky. We got a mirror inside a hype cave. Hype cave being a solid hype cave. Red goo and the book to be able to do Desert Palace, but Desert Palace is a pendant. But it also opens up your opens up Bombos and Ether.
Right.
So it looks like Khaja is leaving the area, although I probably would have checked Bombos right here just because it is, in fact, I mean, you're right there in the neighborhood. You might as well go ahead and check it. Mr. Mario saying that there was a 50 rupee inside the map chest, so that leaves one item either on Bridge Chest or on the Moth himself. Dirty going to find not a whole lot inside the dig game. Just a bottle. And KJ is going up to check more than likely Ether Tablet and do Tower of Hera to get that crystal. See what's on the Ether Tablet, I would assume. All right, and we get Bomb.
More bombs.
We like bombs in this scene.
Yeah, it's like, where are they coming from?
And it looks like Dirty is also going to forego the Bombos check for later. Goes in, gets their key. And it looks like Khaja is setting up for the Hera pot. So this is a cool little trick that you could do to kind of forego your doing the basement. Yes, the master key is in the basement, but misses. It's all right, resets up. So it's one of those pixel perfect or relatively pixel perfect tricks that bombs you in slightly into the pot right here, at which point they hook shot in, they missed, unlucky. They got this, I believe in them. And
Right.
Dirty is in fact going to pod, so our divergence has happened. And then miss again. See, these are the things that as a runner you're always trying to get better. So I mean, this costs you a little bit of time, but you get it. There you go. That was nice. It gets easier to do the more you do it type of.
Right.
They're going to throw themselves down to check the. I don't remember if that's the map or compass. There's an item. So now let's. What will come up really big is if Moldorm has an item as well, then they don't have to go do basement to get the master or to get the big key to go open big check. Taking the death warp up. So instead of using the mirror, they took the death warp because of the fact that it's going to put them in the same spot and Moldorm knocking off Cod or Khaja. But it refills their heart. So it's just a little bit easier, a little bit of time sink, but better. So. And Khaja on to Trolldorm again. I hate this worm sometimes. Sometimes it's 1, 2, 3, and then other times it's like, okay, just yeet me into the stratosphere. Well done, second time. Yep. You can be the best runner in the world and still get shot off the side of the screen with Moldorm. Big key in the basement of the pod.
Now working on right side of pod.
They're really hoping to see the hammer in here. That would be super big. Red Mimic being mean to Dirty, hitting her with fire.
Yep.
The conveyor belt room.
Well, there's our hammer. Vanilla dungeon.
Oh, that is big. But it looks like Khaja's hot on the heels of pod as well. So now if Dirty finds the mitts in here, that could be really big because then they could immediately go into the Dark Death Mountain. and they don't have to walk up again. That could pay huge dividend.
Yep. Sturdy makes the way across the collapsing bridge over into the turtle room.
So depending on if they find another key, if they find another key in here, then they'll have to check Harmless Hellway. But if there's not, if they checked Harmless Hellway, it's a key for a key. So there's no point in checking Harmless Hellway. They can just go right over into Darkwood.
Right.
And we got a 20 rupee in the upper left room, or upper left chest. And in the bottom right, got a map. And the big chest has just a compass. So we got an item on the boss. And while they do that. And again, I would have. We can give a big shout out to all the volunteers, the mentors, the runners for putting on this tournament. That would be amazing. Go ahead and give them a follow too. Give Dirty a follow. Give Khaja a follow. Send follows to our mentors and give a follow over to Yoko, Kaesden, and Amarith. They doing a great job. So a nice strategy with the back of pod is to have that full health to be able to pull out your hammer and not have to worry about smearing or menuing to your hammer, then back to like hook shot, then back to hammer. So you do this, pull out your hammer, throw a sword beam, take a hit in the next room. Bo is in. Where was Bo? Bo was in hype. Thank you, drunk. Second there, I was thinking it was Thieves Town. Make sure work of them turtles. Was it chess game? It wasn't in chess game.
Our first bow was in chess game.
First bow?
Yeah.
For a second there, I was thinking it was Hype Cave. But it was in the chess game. Dirty taking on the Helmasaur King. Khaja did dip Eastern Palace. ₹20 off of Helmasaur King. Yes, we must never trust DFS.
What with rolling the seeds?
No, with where stuff was.
Okay.
And it looks like we are going to dip Eastern Palace and be able to full clear it. Now, this could be an interesting play because there wasn't anything really in Eastern Palace in the front. So we'll see if that back item is something, and also if Green Pendant is required. As Cage is now making way to the back of Helmosaur King. So again, for those that are just tuning in, I'd say a little bit about the mentor tournament. Again, this is a tournament that is based on helping and developing rando players to get better. They do a lot of great things, a lot of great podcasts. Definitely check out the podcast. They go over a lot of good stuff, routing things, boss fights, things like that. But the tournament is about how to get somebody better. So if you're a brand new runner, it's going to sit there and help that runner become even better, and better runners to get even better. So we as a community kind of come together. It's a great community, by the way. Check out the Discord, follow. It's super awesome. The community is great. If you have questions, they'll answer it. They'll guide you. They'll help mentor you. Even if you're not a runner in the tournament, they still help you. It's amazing. But again, be sure to give Khaja and Deritypeels a follow. Give Senen and Tylersalt a follow. Give Yoko a follow. Kaesden and Amarith, give them a follow. They've done an amazing job. Big shout out to all the mentors and volunteers so far. Khaja into the Helmosaur King fight.
And Dirty making their way through Eastern Palace. Probably just going to collect the item here and then warp out.
There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
warping out. They got bow. They can full clear.
Right. Green Pendant. Also get that item from Sahashala. I forget about that sometimes.
So you could dip out, right? It's a green pendant. I don't want to. Do I want to devote the time to killing this boss? If it's nothing, then it's a time loss. If it's if it's not required. But it's such a fast dungeon. It's kind of like Tower of Hera is one of those you would kind of just go ahead and do because the time loss is small. So you bite the bullet, take the chance. And Khaja is not going to do Eastern Palace, at least not at the moment. We'll see if it's going to be required. But it's kind of one of those things. Do I do it? Do I not? That's the hard part about rando. Do I do it? Do I make the gamble? Sets up for the quick kill. In good shape for it, and well done. Nice. We get a red shield. So while the red shield's not needed, it's not a bad item to have if it's given to you. You're not going to go out of your way for it, but shoot and carry, throw it. So with teleport or with mirrors that are on the ground, if you don't want to go in the mirror, you can pick something up and walk through it, and it doesn't throw you into the dark world, but throw you in the back, and it's a piece of heart. So not required. Maybe the red shield saves Zerdy's life inside of Moldorm 2 or Lamos 2 or something. We'll see. And they are doing bombos. And Bombos is going to have $20. Sick Kid giving us some bombs. And Dirty is going to make their way up.
Yep.
And the nice part is, well, they're not going to have Dark World access because we don't have the mitts yet. They will be able to full clear it. And unfortunately, they're not going to be rewarded with those mitts unless they go into Spike Cave, which they can do. And I guess that kind of begs the question, do you check Spike Cave right now, or do we just say, I'm not going to mess with it unless I have to? But
I'd probably do, yeah, I'd probably just say, you know what, I don't have safeties for it. I'm not going to go do Spike Cave. I'll come back when I have it.
They do have a red potion, which I don't believe either one of them has yet. So
Okay.
that could be enticing, but I mean, chat now calling for a ped seed. And it could in fact be a ped seed. We have the dungeons to be able to that are able to be fully cleared at the moment without knowing what if boots or if the item or a key is locked in Desert Palace. Technically, I believe you have to have either Cane of Barna or Cape, if I remember. But you could do it with red goo. But I don't remember. I don't know if that puts it in logic or if the two items put it in logic.
For Spike Cave?
Yeah, Spike Cave has to have an invulnerability item. So the chances of it having mirror is probably not great. Or not mirror, I'm sorry, mitts are probably not great. But also, I mean, the thought behind that could be, well, I've got the ability to be able to do it.
And there's our red cane.
So what Oro is saying is she picked up the item before it actually landed on the ground and stayed there. So that messes up your y-axis on that trick. So when you go to bomb yourself, it bombs you in the next week. And we had a red cane inside of Swamp Palace, which makes doing Diver Down a whole lot easier, which looks like Khaja is about to do. And they're through as Deritypeels takes on their Moldorm fight. We will see what is on left side Swamp.
Nice clean fight on Dirty's side for Mordorm.
And first chest on left side is the big key, which is nice because then you know for sure you're not coming back through the dungeon.
Right. And there's the map.
Dirty, it looks like they are also going to head to Swamp Palace. So if Swamp Palace turns out to be a miss, I wonder if they go check Ped right after, or if they.
I would say probably yes.
Khaja did. It was. I don't believe it was anything. Right. Canis Maria is required for both TR and Misery Mire. Well, I mean, as far as progression, mitts or we just need mitts, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't get into Misery Mire, Ice Palace, or Turtle Rock without mitts.
And we are getting a Bombos tablet check over on Dirty's side.
It's 20 rupees. Yeah, I mean, that's correct. If Pet is required, then Dirty is taking a pretty good amount or a pretty good lead. Especially depending on if they check mitts on Pet. Mitts can be in Pet.
They can be.
They absolutely can. Because you can get into Desert Palace, Eastern Palace, and obviously Skull or Swamp Palace and beat it without mitts. Oh, there's mitts. So big find off of Argus. So we will not be seeing a ped check probably anytime soon.
And I think our percentage just went down a little bit for it being a ped seed as well.
Yeah, I don't think we're looking at ped anymore.
Right?
Yeah, 6 checks, it's hard not to go dip your toes in Swamp Palace, especially with your options dwindling.
Right.
You're going to see what's in what.
And it is we need ether today to get inside Mire. We're getting the Mire Shed check as well. And we get there's our boots.
And that's nice to see because now you're doing Desert Pass no problem. That's
right.
A nice item to see. If you're lucky, Ether's in Desert Palace. They maybe are going to check Checkerboard Cave after.
Right.
And it was boots locked. Well, it's right side's locked to boots because you could find big key. If you find big key in here, then you could clear everything inside of Desert Pal. Oh,
a little bit of
so technically, you don't need the little key, provided big key is in that middle chest. The item is inside of big chest, And then the other item is on boss.
Right. A little bit of a clairvoyant today with that.
Right, compass chest in the bottom for sure is where Canis Maria was. And they've got the $50. They will mirror to the back and head to Landmost. At which point they are probably going to check checkerboard. And they're going to maybe forgetting about
20 rupees.
dealing with Lamos since it's a pendant and just call it good. And that's what it looks like there. Not a bad idea.
Right.
Since the chances of a ped seed are slim, we're going to head to Ice Palace while Dirty finishes off Argus. And with Bombos and Samaria, this is a pretty easy decision on where to go. Dirty receiving her Titan's Mitts.
You know what I'm thinking that Ether is probably at? Probably in like either Hookshot Cave or probably Super Bunny Cave.
And they are getting themselves a blue goose, so more than likely they are heading over to Eastern Palace. And they look like they are headed to Eastern Palace. Which this could pay off really big if they also get Fire Rod and or say Ether.
Right.
But because if Jerry comes through and they find Fire Rod or they find Ether in here, that makes their dip of Desert Palace at least are not really all that likely. So this is a trick called Icebreakers. What it does is they use the door frame to clip through the rail and through. So it's one of those pixel perfect. You need to land on a certain pixel in the rail to put the Samaria block down to be able to pass you through that rail. And it's 20 bombs or some bombs.
Yeah.
It's one item. I don't remember what was in the big key chest. There's a second item. Now, do they go to iced tea room or they go straight? They're going to go straight. Into Freezor room, where we will bombos both of them and say, "Good day, sir." Deritypeels with a very nice icebreaker as well to find that key. Good key. And down into the drain. And inside the big chest is 20 rupees, so they will not need to go to iced tea room and instead can go straight to the boss. So Ice Palace only has 3 items in it, so once you find those 3, you can just run straight to the boss and knock them out.
And with the current layout with this as well, Khaja will probably have a nice clean fight with
Well, they got enough safeties. You got a tempered sword, red mail.
Yeah.
This should be pretty easy.
Yeah.
But Cold Stare does get a little bit wild sometimes. You take a couple hits more than you want. Got him in the corner. Well done. Gonna knock that one out. And it should be academic from here. Well done. Nice Cold Stare fight.
Yep.
Deritypeels going down to iced tea room first. That's the route I also like to do, Gray. I prefer to go iced tea. I prefer to do the bomb jump from the right side instead of the left, and it takes maybe 15 seconds more to go through iced tea room and back than it is to have to go all the way back from the left side.
Right.
Yes, my Maltese is very vicious, and if somebody walks down the stairs, he definitely likes to give his little yips at him. I apologize for him. As Cage is going up
to the dark side of Death Mountain.
Go with the mirror strategy to get through those blocks. And into Super Bunny Cave, Cage is going to find.
There's our cape and bombs.
It's a nice safety app. That opens up Spike Cave, as previously noted through chat.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of bombs this seed.
Well, I don't mind this route of going up through Super Bunny Cave to the top, because then you can see what the medallion is. If you can open it, great. You can mirror and go right into it. Now, when you make your Ganon trip, if say Skull Woods is and ended up finishing your 7th crystal at Skull Woods, then you would go up to Turtle Rock and go through that way. I believe that's faster than going through the bottom.
Right. And in Hookshot Cave, nothing more than just 65 rupees bombos.
So this gives you that one check is of Hail Mary. Hopefully Fire Rod is in fact here in the first chest, and they went the wrong way.
They hit the pegs in the wrong order.
Unfortunate. Deritypeels is heading into Misery Mire now. And we'll see what kind of torture TR has for us. And we get a king, so there's nothing more you can do. Now Spike Cave is really open. Ooh, that would be gross, Oro. Yeah, you really don't want to see Mimic Caving having that kind of progression right there. Just makes you feel bad.
I agree.
What would be worse is if you had Ether inside of Mimic Cave or Laser Bridge with Fire Rod in Mimic or in Misery Mire. Fire Rod could be Ped too.
Right.
It's not. It's in Spike Cave. That's one of those, yeah, it wasn't in logic, but you could have done that when you were at Tower of Hera. And now you're kind of like, But better there or not in Laser Bridge or something along them lines. We need Ether for Go Mode Vortex. Ped could have Ether. So right here is always going to be a full magic if you bonk into that tree. So those are one of those, if you do say powder, fake powder on at Magic Bat, you could sit there and just go up there, hit the tree, and get your magic right away. I wouldn't be surprised. Cage is now going to check Skull Woods, which they will find out that they have to go into the back to find their progression item. That is the best time if you're going to check. I mean, with this seed, you definitely want to check it.
Right.
I mean, you have two dungeons that are able to be done, or the three pendants are able to be done right away. So the chances of it being a Ped seed is the chances of it being a Ped seed are higher than other seeds with how early it can be done. Not saying that it is a Ped seed or one way or the other, just it can be. And we're into the torch room. Wants to clear out those mummies first.
It makes it a lot easier taking care of this room.
So now the benefit that Dirty's going to have is they can run. They're going to do a Ped check. Can't say I blame them. What's on the Ped, folks? Get your answers in the chat. What's it?
I'm gonna say Ether.
Oh, I don't remember her doing Landmos.
She just did.
It's Ether. It's Ether, boys. It's a Ped seed. What is this?
And I
Okay.
just when you said get your guesses in, I just randomly said watch it be ether.
I'm in shock. That just wow. I got nothing. I got nothing, folks. Agaped seed. And that puts Dirty in a big lead. I gotta imagine though that Khaja is going to check Ped right after this. I can't imagine them not doing it.
Right, because Khaja bailed out from Desert before doing the Lamel fight.
And here they're going to find out that Ether is in fact on the Ped. Finish off the and then head, I gotta imagine, straight to Desert. Double checking in disbelief.
Oh,
I don't see any need to. I mean, right now at 124, we are in go mode.
yep. All Dirty needs to do is just get her fire rod, and that's it.
Or are we in no mode? She didn't go.
We're in no mode. She didn't get the fire rod yet.
To get the fire rod.
Yeah.
Yep. Oro is correct. That is a big knowledge item because fire rod really could at this point be anywhere. I mean, when do they go back and
silvers?
But Cage is going to also get them silvers as soon as they get that. We go through Meyer as well.
So here's the thing: do we have the trifecta, the big key in Tower Room in GT?
That would be the ultimate troll seed for sure. This will make this Vitreous fight much easier. And Dirty opting not to do Torch Room. Small key. So that, I believe, in chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong. If a little key is in that chest, that means that the big big key is in cutscene room chest.
Yeah, you are. I think you're correct on that. It could be here too. Nope, there's the compass is in cutscene. It is in the cutscene chest.
Okay, so if there's a key in that room, then the big key is in the basement, or is not in the basement. Well, we're running out of checks for sure. So you're going to have to figure, or you're going to have to stumble across Spike sooner rather than later. And we already saw where Shovel is as well. I would agree with you on that one, Vortex. I also would have checked Spike Cave right there. I mean, you're right there. I've got the bottles. I mean, I don't have a bunch of checks. I might as well. I mean, Spike Cave really wasn't all that dumb, though. It had the fire route.
Right.
I mean, you're literally right there, and you could check it. You're already sitting there in the neighborhood, and if it's there and you don't check that, that's going to hurt in the long run big time. Yeah, for sure.
20 rupees inside the big chest, and Meyer and Khaja making their way back to the Armorous Knights.
Dirty getting bunnied. I gotta imagine the next play from Dirty is going to be going up to Dark Death Mountain, where they'll check Spike Cave, Hookshot Cave, Super Bunny, and TR. With, I'm assuming Spike Cave would be last. Khaja finishing off the Knights to get their green pendant and able to now get their ether. But we will not be seeing that check of Srirachala's green pendant. My guess with the release of that B, they're going to go to 2, get their potions, and go from there. Dirty making short work. 2 arrows in, and Vidi is down.
Right. My guess is with turning that pendant in, it's probably going to be powder or something.
So, although we already know it's Bombo, Dirty is hoping that it's going to be ether and not the other way around. And they are heading up to Dark Death. The nice thing for Dirty is the first chest is Canabarna, which immediately negates the rest of TR for this to be able to keep checking it, as compared to key to key, and then now you're in the rabbit hole of the whole TR. And Khaja off gets their ether and heading immediately to Misery Mire, where they will pick up their silvers and should make Ganon a fairly easy fight. They're going to open it. Now, do they dip inside real quick? Thinking maybe if I get lucky, this is first chest is Fire Rod. I don't know.
Nope.
They are going to check the other ones, and I don't blame them. I would have do the same thing, because you really don't want to dip TR without that Fire Rod.
Right.
And the chances of it being Fire Rod in that first chest are pretty small. But I absolutely think that they go from here to check that first chest in TR. Yep, I don't know how to properly say our green pendant sage's name, so it's Sriracha. He's one spicy mage.
Yeah, I have the same problem too.
Also, on that note, if you were shooting off fireworks and all that this weekend, please be safe. Don't lose any digits or anything like that.
Yep.
They find nothing, and they are, in fact, going to dip, get that King of Barna, and I've got to imagine to Spike Cave at this point. The benefit, though, is she is still up on
the mountain.
on the mountain, so she doesn't have to climb it. So they're going to immediately come right back, provided they check Spike Cave.
Picks up their blue.
Yep. Realizes that they can do no more. And now the moment of truth. If they go left, we know. And they are. Good.
Good play.
This will now not God route. They'll go mode TR, which is huge. They'll find their fire rod. And this could be pretty close. But Dirty's going to have the big advantage because of the fact that they're already up on top of the mountain.
Right. And there's her fire rod, and at 1 hour, 35 minutes, Dirty is in go mode.
Now this is going to be an execution race here. Oh, she does. You are not wrong. I was thinking that was already done. It was Khaja that would already finished. So I don't know, I guess you're there, but then again you're on the left side of mountain. You just go back to Skull Woods. Just trying to think of a way that you could end up with yeah. This could be really interesting down the stretch. Yeah, because if you're feeling like you're behind, you go do right side, full right, and find the big key in compass room. Now you're in cut 5 minutes, especially if one or the other goes full left. And Khaja finishes Vitris off, which we will see a mirror save and quit up to mountain.
Dirty having a little bit of trouble with the Gibdos.
Going with the lamp strat. I'm not gonna lie, I would be excited for a tile room. Could you imagine if that paid off? Go do tile room as your third check, and it's a big key.
That would just make this the trifecta of saltiness here.
And with full clearing and having to do a bit of a hunt, we're in actually really good time. 138's pretty good timing for what this seed is.
This became an oops all dungeon seed.
And Dirty has finished off Mothula, which she will then save and quit, or Mir save and quit up to the mountain as well. And it's going to be an execution Big Key Ganon race. Bird on up to 1. Dirty making her way to east. Not gonna lie, if Dirty would have mid-air hook shot it across, I was gonna be excited. I would agree with that statement. It was fairly slow and really picked up. Khaja through the torch rune. Into the Boingy key enemy room. Into Chain Chomps with a nice setup. Well done. Chain Chomps can get some folks too, even with red mail. Those things, once you start getting into that kind of rhythm of them smacking you around, can really turn into a bad time.
Yep.
I don't think it's possible to jump midair and hook shot, but with this game, sometimes nothing surprises me if you do it correctly. Pokey, yeah. It's one of the things that I haven't really done is memorized all of the enemies' names.
Oh, I'm the same way. And there's the big key in the, I think that's the vanilla chest for it.
That is the vanilla chest for it, yes. No. I believe it is still faster to go through the TR warp tunnel. Warp tile. It is called a tile. Or a pokey. That's what everybody calls it. Buka. I like it.
Yeah, I think that's the Japanese name for it. I'm about to pull up my Zelda encyclopedia. I'll look that up later.
Khaja is going through the big key chest. So you could save yourself a good amount of time by skipping this chest, but it's kind of one of those
you might need
being safe going through there, and if it's not there, or if the key is required that's there, the time loss is huge. And so the key could be in there and inside of the big chest, and then you don't have to do laser bridge. So if you skip big chest, right, which 99% of the time, I think something like 90%, I don't remember what Kern said, but it's on laser bridge. But on the off chance it's not, you have to go all the way back to big chest to get it.
I think more times often than not, I'm going to say about probably 75 to 90% of the time, the item you need is always going to be on Laser Bridge.
Right. Or the key is. There's the key.
Here's the key. Yep.
And we are not going to mess with any more of the chest. So big key was not, or big chest was not required. Or yeah, they did. Was it a big key or was a little key in there?
Yeah, it was.
It was required because this is not a key. The time loss on this one for having to go back isn't as bad on this door as it is for Laser Bridge door.
Right.
So there was that off chance that big key or big chest was required. Right.
And got that one strip of ice having to deal with for this fight.
Having a good Trinex fight so far.
Definitely. One of the more challenging fights in the game.
Misses the quick kill, but easily taken down.
Right. And as we make our way over to GT, we get the net for that. But as we make our way over to GT, 22 chests in Ganon's tower in the basement. Big question is, which one of those 22 chests has the key? Get your bets in, get your guesses in now.
Gonna win one of these one day.
Same here.
Finds the little key and heads over to Trinex. Is immediately yeeted off by the mini Helma. Now here's where fast Trinex kill and then that big key location is going to matter great.
KJ going to the right side.
My guess is they're going to do hope and then full left. Unless they feel behind, then they go full right. Nope, they're going to go hope and then left.
First two chests, 20 rupees and a piece of heart.
Firehead goes down on Trinex.
On the torch, bombs.
Very clean so far by Dirty on Trinex. Sets up for the quick kill on Trinex. Good hits. Well done. Nice quick kill.
Small key. Another small key.
So now here's where Dirty could really make up time is if they go full right and it's in compass room, then they're now going full right.
Up to check number 6, I believe.
So I know that people will go Dark Magicians, then full right. But if you're going to check unless they were planning to go right the full time and just didn't get that key, but they got. So the only way you can go full right is if you have the key inside of Hope Chest. If it's not there, then you got to go to left, which I got to imagine they were planning on left side the whole time. So now if Dirty goes full left, full right. If Dirty goes full left and they could catch back up. Nope. It's going to be in the compass room.
I think that was check 9. Because compass is 8 through 11, according to Ador. I actually want it.
All right then. So now, hopefully, Dirty is going Dark Magician right side.
Oh,
That would net them a bit of time back. But this is getting.
wow.
If they continue full left, then it's going to be pretty much all but over. And they are. Unlucky.
Maybe check firebar room and then.
At this stage of the game, you're full checking left. If you go, once you go left and you go down, you're full checking. There's no reason that you're going to go right unless you see something. But I couldn't imagine that she would decide to go right at this point.
Right, Khaja making their way through the gauntlet.
I mean, as a racing excitement standpoint, I would love to see her just boom go right, but it's not going to happen, and that's super unfortunate. It was pretty close all the way through.
Right.
And there's no item outside of maybe a butter sword, and even then, that's not going to make too much of a difference outside of phase 2 on Ganon. That's going to do anything for you at this point. Into Lamos 2 gets the safety fairy. Going to set up where a fire rod kill.
Now that I learned how Lamo works with using the. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, now that I know how Landmaul actually works with killing them with the arrows, if I have silvers, I prefer trying to get the 1 cycle with the arrows.
So at this point,
Giving
if Dirty is feeling really behind, they just do tile, chest, and pray. But I don't think there's anything in this outside of maybe half magic that's going to make this easier for them.
Right, shield.
Or be able to hook them up. And they take their right side. In through the torches. Can skip by the mini Armos or Helmosaurs. And Dirty is going to pick up her big key. With this, the Gibdo's given some trouble, but is through. Khaja not opting to hit the verification chest to verify this seed. Sees it. Going to check the rest as they need one more key. So the problem with that you could run into right there is you see the big key, you're excited, you're like, finally, and you mirror right there without picking up that big key. Now you're praying that that key is in the
somewhere in the climb up.
Is in the two chests where the mini helmosaurs are, or in that chest before Moldorm 2.
Right.
So I think the difference came with going to check Dark Death Mountain first before Dirty and getting that fire rod, which allowed them to clear Skull Woods, and then just have to go do the other two real quick and head on up.
And with that, Khaja now making their way over to fight Ganon.
And then obviously with Dirty going full left and then finding it in one of the last chests possible doesn't help very much. Still a great race. Definitely give a big shout out to both these runners. Give them a follow, give our commenter, or give Kaesden, Yoko a follow, give Amarith a follow. Into phase 2 for Cages. Going to buff out the cape for some cape stretch, one of my favorites. Just back away at them until we push to 3.
You can't also forget about giving, and don't forget about to give Grim a follow as well too.
And with silvers, it should be academic at this point. Still a great race.
On to phase 3.
So hit him once. Now here you kind of want to stay close. Because if he can go, normally Ganon goes top to bottom or bottom to top every time, right? But on the fourth tile, when you are after the third set of tiles move or go down, when you hit him the next time, he could stay in the same spot. So you just keep right on him and then hit him again to get that free silver shot in. And one more hit should do it. Ganon blocking. And down goes Ganon.
GG's in chat for Khaja.
Provided he can walk across the bridge.
I think I've only seen that once happen. They knock Ganon down for the bridge to go up and they fall down.
GG at 1 hour and 57 minutes. KJ has completed this seat. Congratulations to KJ. Again, give him a follow. Deritypeels getting that key. And is into the pre-Moldorm room. Pretty good climb up the tower.
Yes.
Gets that half magic and we'll knock out Moldorm. Down goes Moldorm. Oh, well, one more hit. First one counted as a poke. And we should be... I'm not sure yet if we'll be joined by Khaja or not. But if they do wish to be interviewed, we'll have them on in momentarily for you. And into Aga 2 goes Amarith. Or, I'm sorry, Deritypeels. I was watching Amarith in chat.
And Amarith saying we'll have KJ with us in just a moment.
Gets 1.
Nice double.
Maybe 4 or 5. Unlucky on the hits for Deritypeels.
Aga not playing nice this time around.
So one of the things is you know you're feeling behind. You just saw your opponent finish, is not panicking right here and letting the seed kind of get away from you at the end. I've had that happen to myself, where you're just like, well, it's kind of frustrating.
I can agree to that.
For sure.
Yep. I've had that happen to me in a couple seeds, getting right there again and so close to beating him, and then
6. There we go. Okay, down goes Aga 2.
So we didn't have the trifecta today of everything being in trolley locations.
Definitely one of those fun seeds to watch. Not so much.
Yes.
And into the fight goes Dirty. Giving the ultimatum to Link to join him or die. I believe it'll be Ganon today that is going to fight it. Into phase 2. Going to hook shot trap. In and out. Well done. And dodge some fire bats. Last few hits and then into phase 3. An extra hit just to make sure. Into phase 3. Now chasing Ganon around. Attempting to give him the business. Follows him out for the... Oh no, Silver's my one true weakness. Oh no. Sets up for
The torch glitch. I think that was my very first glitch that I ever learned how to perform.
It's an easy one. And in all honesty, if you have silvers, torch glitch is not what you want to do. Nice double in there to finish down Ganon. Good job, Deritypeels. Again, give her a big GG's in the chat for completing this seed. And again, both runners, give them a follow. They earned it. They worked hard today. We're joined by Khaja and Senen. How are you guys doing today, and how was that run?
Hey guys.
Hey.
GG, KJ.
Thanks.
So, how did you like the Ped Agaseed?
Actually, yeah, I liked it because I saw what the Deritypeels was capable of, and I know execution is a lot better than mine, so I was pretty happy that we see that was a pet seed.
Yeah, it definitely worked out well for you guys. You guys both ran really, really well. That was nice to see. What did you like most about
I liked that we had the book when we went to Skullwood. Because not knowing that it was a pedestal would have been terrible. But like we at least we saved some time on the overworld check, and we just had to rush dungeons and be done with it.
Yeah,
for sure. So, something that you think that you could have done better on the seat?
I don't think I can do better than what I did.
For sure. We are also joined by Deritypeels and Tylersalt. Congratulations on completing that seed and a great match by both of you.
Yeah, GG, Deritypeels.
Thank you,
GG.
thank you.
Or should I
GG.
say sleepy tired?
Yeah, GG to Khaja.
Thanks, GG to you too.
So we were just discussing about how did you Ped seed?
We just kind of, I mean, we just went with what we had. We weren't too confident in the decisions we were making, so then we just kind of leaned into it. You know, we decided to do Eastern and Pod together, and you know, Eastern kind of turned out to be a bust. You know, and we went to the Meyer area after some other stuff, and I said, you know, we're just here. Maybe we should just check desert. You know, maybe we should just lean into it. And then, you know, once we actually did the blind pull on Ped, we were just like, oh my gosh, okay, let's go.
Oh, you blindfolded it?
She blindfolded it, yes.
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
Chat went crazy on that one for sure.
We 100% did that for the memes. We were talking about it. It's like, you know, it's like you know, we might not feel confident about winning this match, but god damn it if chat is not gonna love us.
Chat also wanted to see the big key in Tile Robe.
Well, yeah, but chat's a jerk. So.
That was my last race last week, which was crazy.
Yeah, I was mentoring it last week.
Yeah.
So you guys are really, really close all the way up until the Dark Death Mountain decision by Khaja. Did you guys kind of feel like it was a slow seed, or how did you guys kind of feel? Feeling like you were behind, or what were you guys feeling?
Yeah, I did feel I was behind at the start of the seed because of the decision we made. We get to Aghanim pretty late, and we did the Eastern Palace with nothing, so yeah. But after I saw what was on the pad, I feel more confident to this point.
Yeah, we skipped we fell behind, so we skipped stuff here and there. And when we found out we were in go mode, it was like, okay, we didn't like all the skips we did was not too bad, so it was all good. But yeah, we avoided Skullwood on the first trip, and we decided against double dipping Eastern and stuff like that.
But overall, I feel like we got pretty lucky because we skipped a lot of overworld.
Yeah, for sure. It was, like I said, it was an exciting race, and I'm super excited. So, Tylersalt, Senen, how do you think your guys' mentees did today?
I mean, I think Darity played really well. Her execution has improved just a ton over the course of the tournament. Like, you were asking, like, kind of how we felt over the course of the seed, and I can honestly say that we did not have any idea. We felt, I don't think we ever felt ahead. After pulling Ped, we felt pretty good. It's like, all right, like, all of the decisions that we made, which were very questionable, to be honest, paid off. And so we felt like we lucked out there. But I know, at least for me, I didn't have a good handle on where we were in relation to Khaja at all.
Yeah. Khaja was intimidated by Deritypeels because, she has a really good execution. Yeah. But I have to say, like, so far in the tournament, as far as as a mentor, I'm 50%. I have a 50% win rate, if I dare to say. But I have 100% win rate with Khaja. We did 3-0 together. So I'm pretty proud of him. I'm pretty confident he can get better and better.
Oh, we have a question here from the chat. Chat wants to know, this is a question for the mentors. Did any of you contemplate on Spike Cave after doing Hera?
Usually I would have, but I totally blanked on it. No, we didn't have the hammer at the time, I think. I think I considered it, but we didn't have the hammer.
Yeah, I think we also didn't have the hammer when we went up there.
Yeah. We hesitated between Pod and Hera first, and we went Hera first, so we didn't have the hammer and couldn't do it.
You guys got hammer inside of Pod, so
yeah.
I believe you both did have hammer going.
Yeah, I think we had hammer.
It was the topic of discussion in chat on.
Okay.
Check it.
I couldn't remember in what order we did things. Yeah, it didn't really occur to me, to be honest, to go to Skull Woods. I think probably because the tracker, like the logic assumes that you have Cape or Burna, right, or half magic. And like, I know we had a potion and we probably could have done it at that point, but it just didn't. Yeah, it didn't occur to me.
And that's what we were saying. Logically, you needed but like you could, but you know, it's not in logic. Do you do it? Do you not? So it's kind of interesting to see what you guys' thought process was.
Tell you what, I'm going to be thinking about that now.
Yeah. If we have had the hammer, I would have at least suggested it to Khaja. Like, I think that's a play I would have done. So yeah, I would have suggested it because it's a good time to do it. And even if you don't, even if it's not in logic, you have we have bottles. We have flute if you want to refresh your bottles at any time. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah. But again, awesome job. Race wasn't one-sided at all. It wasn't, somebody was, 50, 20 minutes, hour behind. Super exciting all the way to the end. I just want to say thank you for letting us restream you and letting us put your guys' work out there for the community to see. Mentors, big thank you for taking the time out, volunteering and doing it for them, for sure.
Great race, guys.
Anything else you guys want to say?
No.
Oh no, just good luck for the next part of the tournament. And yeah. What's about the rematch in the future? Maybe?
Hey, yeah, mentor list week coming up next week. So I get to watch again. That's fun.
It's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Before that, I have I have a race in like 40 minutes. I'm again a mentor.
Yeah.
After that, I'm free for a week, so that will be good.
Yeah, I'm mentoring Jossum Sauce tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time. If anybody wants to watch, it'll be good.
Get a watching, folks. please support these runners and these mentors. They've done so much for us. Big thank you again, and that will this week's Go Mode race. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.
Yep. Take care, everyone.
Enjoy
And
your
have
4th. Be safe.
yes, and have a safe and happy 4th of July.
Thanks very much. GG again.
GG, guys.
GG.
GG.